We've got Ian Fitzgerald and Kevin Ellis representing the players here this afternoon. Ian is from the state of Illinois. He's an offensive lineman, and we'll jump straight into questions for him.
Ian, being from Illinois, you should have been ready to play in the cold last week, right?
Yeah. Definitely been used to it all throughout high school. We had going up through the state championships and all that, always facing cold weather, and especially down here. It's not like Missouri's any stranger to the cold weather either. We were ready to go.
Probably didn't have any cancellations back in Illinois, but just kind of how did the week play out? And just kind of, I'm sure there had to be some disappointment not playing the game for you guys.
Yeah, going into the week, we were kind of not nervous for the conditions, but looking at our field, all of our turfs on campus had gotten snowed on pretty heavily. Our stadium was snowed in pretty bad. And we were, had to go practice inside at a local, soccer turf arena. And so, looking at the weekend from last week, we were kind of skeptical, but we were all, itching to play. We've been practicing for so long. We've been dying to have a live opponent. We're kind of tired of hitting each other.
Was the field still pretty bad kind of around Friday and Saturday for you guys, or?
Yeah, I would not say experiencing past game days in the past, none of the conditions were right. I don't think any of the sidelines were ready by any means. There was definitely ice patches still on the field Friday and Saturday, and the stands were completely snowed in too. So there wouldn't have been any, fans either. So I wouldn't say the stadium was ready by any means.
How more prepared do you feel now that you guys are able to get out there more and just kind of have like a more normal of a game week leading up to one? Because I'm sure last week would have been something way different.
Yeah, no, especially practicing inside, we weren't able to go full speed. We weren't able to, really hit the way we've been hitting outside. So getting more outside practices under our belts, not to say that we weren't ready by any means last week, but having more outdoor practices really helps us acclimate to what this game is going to be like.
What do you know about Western Illinois, the team that they had last year, and then as you look forward to that being your opener now?
I look forward to it. That's actually the game that I was injured on last season. So I look really forward to getting back up there. I've heard their D-line has gone through some personnel changes. I heard their defensive coordinator got changed up. I'm sure we'll get a different look than what I personally faced last year. But I'm excited to get after it. I know me and the rest of the O-line are ready to get after these guys on the D-line.
New additions to that offensive line, just kind of how have they meshed in there with you guys?
Oh, really good. I mean, all the guys that they've brought in so far have done nothing but improve the O-line as far as chemistry and as far as, actual ability to play ball. Everybody's been a tremendous help to the O-line, and nobody's been really a bad addition.
And how was that? I mean, it was kind of a weird timing for you to lose a coach, offensive line coach, in the middle of a couple of weeks before the season. But it's been a weird year all around. Just how has that worked out for you guys?
As far as at least speaking from personal experience, I've gone through 4 O-line coaches since being here, so I've not been a stranger to that coaching change. But it was a little bit of a switch up being so close to our start of the season, but. Coach Halpin, he's been coming in, helping us get rolling. None of the, as far as scheme or any of our plays has really changed with the coach. So he's been, fitting right in.
So do you ask him, do you try not to get too attached to him now? What is it? Do you ask him not to leave you, or how's that going forward?
It's funny. I want to have that personal bond with the coaches. I want to get to know every coach. I try to get to know every coach, but man, I just keep getting burned every time. But well, I'll still obviously build a relationship with this coach, and hopefully he's the last coach I have to build a relationship with. So Yeah.
Probably would have had a better sense of this had you been able to play last weekend. But as an offensive line, you guys helm up the run game. How do you think the run game is developing early in this part of the season?
I think we've been, rolling really, really well in practice. We've been able to really understand the schemes that the coaches are drawing up. Everything that we've, had hiccups on, we've been able to hammer out as far as as an O-line, just switching plays small. And yeah, I think we're really prepared to run the ball more this season.
Anything else for Ian? All right, Ian, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks,
Thank
Ian.
you.
Thanks, Ian.
All right, we'll let him tag Kevin Ellis in. Kevin is a defensive end.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Kevin. How you doing?
I'm good.
Very good. We'll go straight into questions for you about this weekend's game against Western Illinois from the media. Go ahead, guys.
I was trying to decide if that was a beard or your mask, but I just all right. Just trying to tell, but yeah, I mean the defense has kind of got a little hype around it going into this season, the resumption of this season. Just how do you kind of build off of what you guys did there in the fall?
I mean, we did all right in the fall, but I feel like we still haven't showed everything. We got a couple guys that didn't play in the fall that's gonna help us out a lot, I feel like. So we're ready to get out there and show everybody.
Where are you gonna show us? Who are some of those new guys?
We got Montre, I know, cornerback Montre, number 4, he didn't play. So yeah, I feel like he's a big piece. He can help us out a lot. And we just added Kyrie. I feel like he's another big part that'll help us out a lot as well.
Can you talk just a little bit about, the Valley Conference starting up with you guys? And there was 3 teams, like I think in the top 4 teams, maybe in the top 10 of the polls coming out. Mm-hmm. So you're starting to, in that Valley Football Conference, some tough teams, but you're going up against a Western Illinois team that kind of struggled a little bit last year. Just your thoughts on maybe starting with them and working your way up.
I mean, we don't try to look too much into the rankings or whatever, but I mean, we go in every game and we just prepare. So I mean, of course, we looking to beat everybody, and we looking to go up and take somebody's spot and end up ranked eventually.
What do you feel as a defensive line you're going to be able to do against this Western Illinois team?
I feel like we'll be real dominant up front. We got a lot of great guys up front. I feel like we have to be able to stop the run first, of course. So I feel like if we stop the run, we'll be able to do whatever we want to do.
How much fun has that pass rush? Sorry. How much fun has that pass rush been? I mean, you guys already topped your sacks total from 2019 in those 3 games that you played in the fall. Just you got to be loving the way you guys are pressuring the quarterback right now.
Right. We love getting after the passer. It's very fun. I mean, we got some great guys. Isaiah, we got Eric Johnson. With a lot of great guys out there can get after the passer, so it's gonna be fun.
You had those 3 games in the fall, and Western didn't have anything. How much of an advantage do you think that it's going to give you guys going into this first game?
I feel like it'll give us a good advantage because we got out there and got to see what we look like a little bit with a couple of new faces and with the new coaching staff. So I feel like that'll be a good advantage.
Kevin, I know everybody is looking forward to playing conference games here because you had the fall games, but now this is kind of the real season. So how much are y'all looking forward to playing a conference game?
Oh, we're very excited. I can't wait to get into conference. We was excited to get out there last week, but some things happened, a couple delays or whatever. So, I mean, we're prepared. We're ready to get out there. We've been competing at practice or whatever, so we're ready to play somebody else.
Did you watch any of the games, or were you paying attention to any of the other Valley games for the ones that did open up on Saturday?
I seen a couple of the highlights. I didn't really get to catch any of them because they wasn't like on my TV or whatever, but I seen a couple of the highlights.
All right, guys. Anything else for Kevin? All right, Kevin, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Okay, thank y'all for having me.
Coach Petrino will be up next. We'll let him tag in here and keep things rolling.
My mother-in-law used to always say everything happens in threes. So we've prepared for 3 games so far that we haven't got to play. Montana in the fall, North Dakota, and then Illinois State. And now we finally get to play Western Illinois. So our players are anxious to get on the field. We're tired of seeing each other in practice, and we're looking forward to really playing a game. So I think that'll be good for us once it gets here and we get to go with it. But I've been proud of our players. They've been through a lot, between change of schedule, classes being canceled, driving in the snow, getting stuck in the snow, being able to have to go to a soccer place to practice, going to a basketball gym to do walkthrough, and then, getting out on the field, our coach and staff shoveling the field to be able to practice. So it's been a little bit hectic with all the weather. But I think our guys have done a good job, and we're really just looking forward to playing a game.
All right, questions for Coach?
Coach, how much of a difference is it between the Redbirds coming in, ranked in the top poll and then coming against Western?
Well, the different schemes that that you're going to see. We're not really looking at it as a ranked team and not a ranked team. We're looking at it as, going and playing well and taking care of our own business, getting on the field and executing and getting a win. So we've had to transition from a 3-4 front in our preparation offensively to a 4-down front. We've had to watch video of Lamar since their defensive coordinator came from Lamar. So that's a challenge in its own, is that you're watching scheme from Lamar and then you're throwing on video of Western, seeing guys that are returning off of last year's. So that's always without them playing last week or us playing last week, there's a lot of unknown out there. Their offense should be very similar simply because they have the same coaching staff. But for our offense, in preparation for their defense, has been very different.
How much more ready will you guys be this week compared to if you had to play last week when you guys were indoors and it had all these things against you guys? How much does the extra week and just having a little bit of normalcy help you guys out?
Yeah, I mean, if the weather holds and it looks like it's going to it, being able to be out on the field and feel the dimensions and, we did get out on the field the other day and it was a little bit different for our guys. They were still feeling like they were in the soccer thing and the receiver is right next to me and my drop is different. And so that will be different for us, but we were ready and prepared to play last week, and not being able to play a game, we would have been a better football team had we played a game simply to get that experience in. And, we have some new parts. So it'll be fun to see how the new parts all fit together.
The cancellation last weekend, you're afforded a bit more time to prepare. Are you any closer to picking a starting quarterback, or will that be a Saturday decision?
Yeah, we're going to pick – Jaden's going to start the game. So, and he's earned that. He's done a good job in practice, and the other guys have competed and played hard and done a good job and made it a good competition. So that's good. It made everybody else better. But right now, with his experience and particularly in the run game, as much as anything, it shows up.
Coach, just trying to remember the Leathernecks from last year. Did they throw the ball a lot down the field, or what's their offensive thrust at you guys?
Yeah, they do a lot of quick jet motion. Sometimes hand it to the receiver that goes in motion. Sometimes he's a distraction. They try to run everything through their run game first, and then their quick play action game, and then they do some deep routes, over routes, deep posts to try to take some shots down the field. So they've got an experienced quarterback. He showed making a lot of good throws for him a year ago. I think the challenge for us is we've got to get pressure on him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
seems like you got some guys to do that from what we saw in the fall.
Yeah, and they've practiced well, and we've had really good leadership from our defensive line. I think that's a place where we feel like we're solid. Of course, in this game, it's going to be real important to stop the run first, be able to transition from our run defense to our pass rush, because they do run play action, and it's all going to look the same exactly as the run plays. So that ability to understand the offensive lineman's pass set over run blocking and be able to rush the passer. And, I think it'll help us too with our cover guys. I feel like we got good cover guys. So we should be able to give our defensive line some time to get to the quarterback.
Inversely, what do you think that sorry, go ahead, Art.
Yeah, I was going to ask Coach, you talked about running game and Jaden, how many running backs might we see on Saturday, and who might be the top 2 or 3 of those?
Yeah, I was looking around for you, Art. Your picture's not on here. Must be are you in your car or something?
No, I'm in the office.
Oh, are you? Okay. Just shy, huh? I'm not seeing you on the screen. I'm just giving you a bad time. But our running backs have been doing a good job. We've been mixing it up and giving them all the ball and carrying it. And Jerry's back to full speed. Tobias Little's been doing a good job. We really like our freshman from Allen, Texas. He's been carrying the ball and making big plays and catching the ball out of the backfield. And is exciting because he's been a big play threat for us, and his speed and hands and also running the ball are something that we like. So the 3 of them, and then Porter's also in the mix. He's a guy that's really smart, knows the offense, can play both tailback and fullback, run the ball and catch it out of the backfield. So we'd like to see one of them get hot and be able to feed the guy that gets hot and, get somewhere between 18, 22 carries and maybe another 4 or 5 catches out of the backfield. That's how we would like to see the offense go, is that, one of the running backs is having a hot hand and we just keep feeding him the ball.
It just seems like you've built, just trying to build a power running team. You've got all these running backs, you're shoring up the offensive line, going with a young quarterback. It just seems like you're headed in a direction where you're going to be wanting to run the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, we need to run the ball. There's no question about that. That makes the quarterback's job a lot easier. And I like our offensive line, how much we've improved. Obviously, we don't feel like we're there yet, but we are more athletic. They're quicker. They get off the ball better together. Ryan's done a really good job in at center. He gives us a guy that's really sturdy and big in there and anchors us down. So we shouldn't have the errors and mistakes that, was new to us all in the fall. But I like to throw the ball. I think that's a fun part of the game, an exciting part of the game. And, if we can run it effectively, then we need to get some big plays throwing it downfield.
What are those next steps you want to see Jaden take now that he's coming back as your starter?
Yeah, be real solid in taking care of the football, both in the run game and pass pro, and keep 2 hands on the ball in the pocket. Understand that there's times I need to throw the ball away and move on to the next play. I need to do a good job of getting myself protected. I think that's one of the big keys to playing the position of quarterback, is to be able to protect yourself. We have a number of ways to do that, whether we throw hot, we change the protection, or we, get to our quick game. So he's got 3 different ways that he can get the ball out, and he's got to recognize defenses and just move a little bit quicker on his pace of doing that.
How much did you see him motivated? The last time we saw him, you benched him in the second quarter.
Yeah, we took him out of the game. Yeah, that's for sure. He's got to take care of the ball. There's no doubt about that. But he's very resilient. He's got a lot of confidence in himself. His teammates got a lot of confidence in him. He believes in himself and his abilities and what he can get done. And that's part of growing up as a young quarterback. There's not one quarterback out there, including Tom Brady, that hasn't had bad days and didn't get his eyes down and look at the pass rush and threw a couple picks when he shouldn't have. As a quarterback, you just got to understand that, that goes with the position. That's the nature of the position. And you just got to be thick-skinned, understand when, you know, we're not successful, it's always going to be the blame on the quarterback. And when we are successful, we need to make sure that our offensive line and running backs and receivers are the reason we did a good job.
Coach, you were able to watch some of the other Valley Football Conference teams play this past weekend. Just your opinion on seeing some of these for real teams playing and who you're going to be looking forward to in the next couple of months.
Oh yeah, I really didn't get to watch much. I watched a little bit of North Dakota State yesterday, but we were working most of the weekend. So they looked very, very strong. You know, very, very fast and quick on defense, and you know, being very physical running the football offensively, and got a big, strong quarterback. So you know, that they were impressive. I thought Youngstown State did a good job hanging in there. I just watched the first half, and it was 11-0, I think, at halftime. So it was Youngstown State was hanging in there and you know, making a game of it.
You said last week that you guys weren't very far off from competing with teams like Illinois State. And when you see North Dakota State for a half, I mean, that's #1 in the country. They win every championship. Just where do you see the Bears, your team has to get better, just kind of improving towards getting to that caliber of a program?
Yeah, I think the first thing would be an execution and our ability to play the game and not hurt ourselves, you know, not beat yourself. And that's what they're so good at is, you know, they don't turn the ball over, they don't fumble handoffs, they don't get the quarterback sacked. Defensively, they don't turn a guy loose for a big touchdown play, so they don't hurt themselves. And that was one of the areas we didn't do a great job of in the fall against Central Arkansas is, you know, we're right in the game, right in positions to win the game, but we hurt ourselves and beat ourselves in certain situations. So that's an area where you definitely need to improve, and the experience helps. Being in the same system helps. And, you know, I think that's something that we've got a lot of work to do to get to that position.
Coach, looks like that was your last question. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys. You guys have a good day.